Right, I'm going to show you how to fix a toilet. If you've got flush problems like this, toilet doesn't flush. The chances are it's this thing here. It's the sythen. You need a new one of these. In there, you've got a little bit of a plastic diaphragm, and that thing there curls up. So what you do, the first thing you do, find the feed to the toilet. It'll go one side or the other. See if it's got a tap on it. Turn that tap off. Might have a ball valve. You stick a screwdriver and turn it. Just lift the top of the toilet off. In the films, that's where they hide all their drugs. And it's this bad boy here. The water comes out of there, fills in there. This fills up. That's a ball valve that lifts up. That turns the water off. And when you try to flush, it's not flushing. Water comes up here, goes round there and down into the toilet. It's the diaphragm in this. Nothing you can do. They've had it. So you've got to strip it down. Now the thing is, to get to this, you've literally got to strip the whole toilet apart. Does your head in. On the end of the sythen, which is here, this nut that's here actually fits in between there. So we have to undo the two screws. Then we gotta get underneath the toilet. And you see these nuts here, these wing nuts. You need to undo those two wing nuts each side. And that big nut I shown you sits in there. And that's what we got to do. So for this, get a screwdriver, take that off there, and then undo that. Here's a selection of the tools we're going to use. Some adjustable grips, adjustable spanner, Phillips screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver. Now, before you undo those two screws, you need to get as much water out of there as you can. So flush the toilet as far down as it will go. Get a cup. You need to bail out as much water out of there as you can, because when you take the toilet off from there, it's all going to leak water from there. Okay? The easiest way to do this, get your ball valve, get your ball, make sure you don't fill this up with water. This just unscrews from there, like so. Just so we can get the cup in there, get it out, throw it out. Right, we got all that out. 15 cups of water. The more you get out, the less mess you're gonna have. I've got a towel down there, catch it all now. Now I'm gonna undo this. Usually what happens is these snap because I've been in the water for so long. See how rusted they are? Usually they snap and you can't get them off. So look. Yeah, exactly. They're rusted on, good and tight, no heads on them. Now I'm gonna have to get a hammer and chisel, bash those bad boys off, I reckon. I have to get a hammer and chisel on in a case. So a 10-minute job. Now I'm going to take an hour job just to get two screws out. Pain in the... So this is why you pay a plumber. A 2-minute job ends up into an all-day job. Okay? So we started off with those tools. Now we ended up with these tools. Tarzan here's done these up, and they've all rusted off, so we can't get them off. So now I'm going to grind them off. Get it off. Take the head off. Like that. That one's done. Now I'll do that one. There she goes. get that off. It's because I used to be a dentist. That's how I know how to use those sort of grinders. Now you have to do this wing nut here, undo that all the way. Again, Tarzan done this up. That goes through the toilet, see? So you look at this toilet and you think it's a right old state. It's only 6 years old. Undo this one. When this one's undone all the way, you have to disconnect your water. It's there, look, see? So you get your feed coming in a tap, some are a ball valve, some's a tap. If you haven't got a tap on your toilet, when you take it off, I suggest you fit one, because it'll make your life easier in the long run. If you have any problems with your toilet, you can just isolate it there instead of have water in the house. If you haven't got this tap, you need to turn your water off and drain it down. Usually the stopcock's underneath the kitchen sink. Turn the kitchen sink on and drain the cold water out. Right, that's off, that's off. They're undone, see? Now we need to disconnect the water from the toilet infill. Undo this nut. Hold this here and undo that nut with our this and this. Let's do it. Well, now that's done. I've undone those. Just come off the wall. Now we have to disconnect the handle from here. All we're taking off is this bit here. The rest of it stays. Okay, your ball valve, your infill, all stays connected. So just take that off now. I need 2 hands. If you can't get it off, undo the screw. That comes that way. Yeah, it's typical. A 2-minute job turns into an hour affair. Typical. That's why, look, you can save yourself a couple of £100. So now I had to undo that. Just pull that off. There you go. That comes down there because you need that bad boy. There's your toilet. That's when you go into some place and the toilet handles like that. That's because they've put that bit on wrong. You make sure you position it where you want it after. Okay. So this now will be ready to lift off. Now we lifted it off. There's the 2 holes. The wing nuts went through. There's a water filler. There's our 2 screws that are rusted in the wall that we're going to have to chop off. Dirty old Rusty. Rusty Lee, who remembers her? GMTV. There the other end of it. This is our flusher. Here's our new one, see? So that goes inside. See this bit? This bit is that bit. And there's the little diaphragm there that fails. So we strip it apart. Let's have a look, okay? Or a cup of tea. Get it done. Unscrew this bad boy here. That's up, look. It'll slide out now. There she is. Now look, see? There's our problem. See that? Oh, look. I don't know if you can see. See that plastic thing? That's the diaphragm. See, it's all been pushed up. Got a hole in it. That's why it won't flush. You got to strip the whole toilet down to change that. It does your head in. Yeah. Customer's got the smallest toilet in the world. Get my Peppa Pig t-shirt dirty. So it doesn't matter that the old one and the new one look different. It will work, see? And with a nice new diaphragm in it. So let's get it back in. Right. Before you do it, remove one of these plugs here. This is your flush volume. So if you remove that one, it'd be a big flush. You move that one, it'd be a little flush. Just remove that one, then you can adjust it all as you go. You can adjust this to lift this up and down to fit your toilet as well, because it's an adjustable one. But let's get it in, have a look. Yeah, I've done that up. Get that in. Nut, new nut, tighten that up, put these on. They slide on there. Like that. Handle. The rubber washer that comes with it goes inside the toilet, yeah? Make sure that's done up. So you do it up tight, but not too tight. Too tight is broke. Now these two here have to go up through there. That there is that rubber washer. Let's get it back on. Okay, when you've done those up there, do them up hand tight, just enough to compress that rubber washer there. Now we're going to connect the water feed again. When you reconnect it, sometimes in there's a little rubber washer. You might want to get some of this. You put this, wrap it around the thread. It's very thin. You just wrap it around that thread anti-clockwise, and when you screw that up, it'll stop any leakage. Now when you fit them, you don't know if you've done the two bolts up tight enough to compress that ring. You have to fill the toilet to see, and if it's not, you've got to take the thing apart again. So screw these two screws back in until the end, the ones I have to cut off. Okay, so I'm going to get a bit of this old crap stuff around there now. That's it. Now I'm going to adjust the put the ball back on, the ball float, screws on there like this. I have to do two hands. I've already connected the handle. Make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, ball float's on. That's on. Water's connected. Water's down there. Ball float's on. That's where it comes out. Let's turn the old water on. See what we got. Water comes out of there. See, right? What happens is, that's the water pressure. We can turn that down in a minute. What happens is this fills up, this lifts up, closes that and turns that off, see? Now, some people, this little screw here unscrews. You've seen it out of houses. They have an overflow, and the overflow drips and they end up with it constantly dripping out of the roof or somewhere. That's because of the ball valve isn't adjusted, or it's broken, it's snapped, or the ball itself filled up with water and it's sat in the water. So what we do is we adjust, when we've got a good flush, we adjust this here. So I'm just going to give that a couple of nicks because it's a new system. When this is full, this will lift up and turn that off. Like I say, if it's going to leak, when you flush the toilet, it leaks around here. Because of that washer, we haven't compressed it enough. Don't fit these two screws until the end. There we go. That's the toilet. Filled. This is she flushes. Ah! Praise the Lord. That's all in. It's filling up again. Got no drips. No leaks. Uh-oh, got a drip here. Drip. Drip. Give that a crank now. Tighten that up. Tight. That job really good, and I hope this video has helped you out. Oh yeah, what I've got to do is got to bash in a couple of screws into the wall. I'll show you what I'm going to use. And 2-minute job. I had to get all these tools in and out of the van just because of that broken diaphragm. What I'm going to do, I've got these two screws here. That goes through there. Like that. I'm going to use a screwdriver, put that in there, put the cap over the top, see if it stops going rusty. Where the other hole, the bolt I cut off is, I'm just going to go to the side of it. Right, that's in. That works a treat. See, I put my caps on there with the screws in. Now I want to show you something. If your toilet's making a humming like that, it's too much water pressure. What it's doing is it can't get through the pipes and it's vibrating. So what you do is you can either turn it down on your mains tab. You just turn it down. See the feed in? I've just cranked it until it stops making that humming. See, I turn it up. See? Too much. Turn it down, and it's nice and smooth. Alright, that's it. Take me the rest of the day, get the tools back in the van. If you want to save yourself a couple of £100, that's how you do it. The part was only £6 to change. Plumber could charge about 250 quid. I hope that's helped you out. Over and out.